Hello, my name is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about improved Neti Neti. Let's start with what is Neti Neti. Neti Neti comes from the Upanishads in Hindu philosophy and spirituality. Neti Neti is a key element of Jnana Yoga, the yoga of direct knowledge. Neti Neti is also spoken about and practiced within Advaita Vedanta. Translated, neti means not this. And so neti neti literally means not this, or it can be not this, not that, or sometimes you'll hear not this nor that. But it is a negative practice, a negative meditation. Now, when people practice neti neti, they are usually going through every concept they can think of, any object that they could identify with. And so you could go into minute detail even. Instead of just saying I'm not the body, you could say I'm not the hands, nor feet, nor arms, nor legs. Work your way through the body parts, nor heart, nor tongue, whatever. But you can also work a little more generically at times too. I mean, there's different ways people do this practice, but they'll say, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not thoughts, I'm not the sense perceptions, I'm not what I have, I'm not what I do. There's different ways to go through this. But basically, everything that you can identify with, every object or concept is basically dismissed almost with not this. It's not this. I'm not this. And that's actually, I think, part of the flaw and shortcoming of most neti neti practice is it is a mental process. You are mentally going through and saying, I'm not this, and mentally dismissing, I'm not this. And it's very easy for the mind to say, I'm not the body. But the mind is fickle. The mind is superficial. While with the mind, you could say, I'm not the body. That won't affect the feeling if you feel you are the body. At times, there's a distinction in understanding where somebody could say, "Hey, I knew it, but my heart wasn't in it." Knowing with the heart is deeper than the mind, so to speak. And so, in this kind of an analogy way, mentally you could say, "I'm not the body, but in your heart, you really feel you are." And so, there's this disconnect when you try to mentally say I'm not this, or mentally dismiss. It almost borders on spiritual bypassing, where you're just dismissing without actually addressing the root. So, because if you say I'm not the body, and yet you still identify with the body, you still fear the end of the body, you still, have all these issues with the body in attachment and identification and such, then just saying every time you do neti neti, I'm not the body, isn't really doing anything. Neti neti is not a negative affirmation. You're not trying to mentally program yourself into believing you're not the body. You don't just keep saying I'm not the body until you believe it. That isn't how it works. And that's a very long way to do things. Because instead of believing the delusion that you're the body, now you're trying to delude yourself into I'm not the body without the understanding behind it. So the improved neti neti, the way I like taking it a step further, is when you're looking through the stuff that you're identifying with, particularly addressing the stuff you really feel you are. So when you say, I am, you're looking for things that you really connect with. Um, maybe somebody really, really is identified. I am a father. Well, instead of just saying, I'm not a father, and mentally dismissing it, you delve more deeply. Really look at um, that belief, that feeling. And I would say stick with the feeling. Because if you say, I am not a father, and you feel some inner clinch or resistance to the statement, there's something deeper down that really identifies and believes I am a father. And so every time you say I'm not a father, you're not really getting at the root. You're just kind of taking off the greenery and hoping that the identification goes away eventually. And many times it doesn't. So if you really delve into it, the feeling in particular, the feeling you have when you say I'm not a father. Where is there a feeling, a clenching, a contracting, some kind of resonance within the body? Feel it, and then you could delve into that. Maybe inquire further. Where does this come from? Where did it first arise? Where did this conditioning or programming come into being? That's one way to do it. Another way is to go, well, would there be a circumstance where I'm not a father? And would I still be me in that circumstance? So maybe before your children's birth, were you a father? Well, of course not. You didn't have any kids yet. Were you still you? Yes. If an accident happened and your children died and you had no kids anymore, would you still be you? Yes. Would you be a father? No, I'm not. you know. And so there's this kind of, you're trying to bring unconscious programming to the conscious mind and becoming aware of it and just looking at it and questioning, am I really this? For people that really believe deep down and feel that they are the body, where do you feel it most? And then through that feeling, kind of delve into, am I really the body? Why do I feel I'm in the body? And in this way, you're trying to change your understanding by delving more deeply and looking. You may realize and understand things. And with this change of understanding, you may, the goal of improved Neti Neti, as I'm talking about, is to see very plainly that you are not whatever it is. I mean, if you dove into, I'm not a father, and then you have this feeling, and so you delve into, well, why am I so attached to being a father? What do I really feel I'm a father? And you really delve into that, you may reach a point where the understanding is now very plain that you're not a father. You don't identify as that. It's obvious you're not that. And so now you've truly let that go. You truly see you are not that, as opposed to merely reciting or saying to yourself, I'm not that. Now you truly know you are not that. Likewise, with I am the body. If you really delve into it to the point where the realization hits that you aren't the body, you couldn't be the body. Then when you say I'm not the body, there's no reaction. There's no real attachment to it. When you say it with conviction, I'm not the body. There's no inner, hesitancy. There's no problem with the end of the body. Death really isn't much of an issue at that point. And so, if you really delve into it, and the understanding changes, then you truly see you're not this. And I think that is a truer or more accurate way of Neti Neti, is to to delve into some of the stuff that you really feel you are until you understand and deeply realize you are not that. And then it gets to the point where you don't have to say I'm not that. Well, you don't have to say I'm not this because I already know I'm not this. You only got to say I'm not this if you think you are. But if you're not this, there's no reason to say I'm not this. And so that's how I would suggest the practice or meditation of Neti Neti is to take it beyond a mental practice of just dismissing and instead delving into and understanding you are not this to the point where it's obvious. There's no reason to even say I'm not this. You wouldn't believe if someone said you were. Anyways, I'm hoping this helped or answered some questions. But if you have any comments or questions, please post below. Also, I encourage people to subscribe to the channel so they are in the loop for new episodes. And then also feel free to share the video with others. So, till next time, thank you much.